uh, once if I want to move in this direction from point A to point B, definitely I have to spend some energy. Definitely I have to spend some energy. First of all, what is the electric field due to line charge, infinite line charge density? Electric field due to infinite line charge density is rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon r. R means radial distance from the z axis, radial distance from the z axis, and the direction of electric field is radial vector, ar cap vector or a rho vector. Okay, now if I want to calculate what is VAB, VAB means what is the potential difference between the point A and B, VAB, the formula is minus integral initial position to starting position. I am moving from B to A, so minus integral B to A, and again E dot dl, E dot dl. Okay, so next minus integral, again the distance of B from the origin is RB, distance of A, point A from the origin is RA. Okay, you replace that electric field value, this electric field value rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon r here. Okay, so once if we replace rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon r, sorry, 2 pi epsilon r ar cap, and again what is dl value? Dl means dr ar cap, dl means dr ar cap, dl is equal to dr ar cap. Anyway, ar cap dot ar cap is 1. Okay, once if you compute the remaining integral, and again rho L is constant, you can take it outside. 2 pi epsilon also constant, you can take outside. So minus rho L 2 pi epsilon minus integral 1 by r dr, okay, rb and ra. Integration of 1 by r is log r. Okay, integration of 1 by r is log r. um, Integration of 1 by r is log r. So finally, once if you apply the simple mathematics, finally you will get rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon ln rb divided by ra. After taking that minus into account, you will finally get ln rb divided by ra. This is the voltage VAB. So the final value is volt. Okay, so once if you want to move from point A to point B, definitely you have to spend some energy. That energy is VAB. But after spending that energy, after reaching the point B, once if you release that charge, it will move in this direction because it has got some energy. With that energy, it will move in the direction towards A. That is the idea here. Okay, so uh, again, see, this is the final potential value. VAB is equal to rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon ln RB divided by RA. So what is the observation from this? Okay, see that VAB is equal to rho L divided by 2 pi epsilon ln RB divided by RA. Now I have chosen a point uh, like this. See, this is RB and this is RA. I was moving from A to B. Suppose, sorry, this is A. Wait a bit. Okay, this is RA. This is RB. Suppose what happens if I come from infinite distance, RB is equal to infinite. What happens? It's something like, it comes like something like ln infinite. Okay, something like ln infinite. That means what? If I want to come from infinite distance, I have to spend like something like infinite energy. Okay, so if I want to come from infinite distance, I have to spend infinite energy. Whereas in case of point charge, I have to spend the finite energy. But in case of line charge, I have to spend infinite energy. In case of point charge, it was simply 1 by r, something divided by 1 by r. Okay, but in case of line charge, line charge, the amount of energy that I have to spend is something like infinite. Okay, just think over it. Why in case of point charge it is simply 1 by r, but in case of line charge it is something like it's coming as infinite, or it is, or otherwise it is very large value. Ln infinite is a logarithmic of infinite value is again still a larger value only. Okay, so what is the reason behind that? Just try to find out the answer for that. Okay, next I will go to the electric dipole. Okay, so okay, next we'll go to the electric dipole. Electric dipole, uh, electric field and potential, potential due to electric dipole. Potential. What is the potential and what is the electric field due to electric dipole? Okay. First of all, what is the electric dipole? Dipole means two equal and opposite charges separated by the distance is called dipole. Okay, what is dipole? First of all, definition. Dipole, two equal and opposite charges separated by distance. Two equal and opposite charges separated by distance forms dipole. Distance forms dipole. Okay. Two equal and opposite charges separated by the distance forms the dipole. Two equal means equal magnitude, opposite means opposite nature, plus and minus. Okay, it's like if it is plus q and if I am having one more charge here minus q, okay, if it is separated by the distance, say some d separated, it forms the dipole. Now we want to find out what is the electric field and what is the potential due to this dipole. Again, what is the dipole moment? Dipole moment means what is the charge value? Let it be either positive or negative, but once only charge value you have to put here. And what is the distance? Okay, dipole moment means q into d. It's what is the unit of dipole moment? Coulomb meter. What is the unit of dipole moment? Coulomb meter. Okay, dipole moment means product of the charge value and charges and distance between the charges. Okay, now we will see what is that electric field or potential due to dipole. Okay, um, now I have a charge here. Say I have one charge here. Only I am having point charge. Okay, this is my point charge. That value is plus q, and one more point charge. That value is minus q, and this is the distance between the charges. Okay. Now I am choosing some random point. Okay, random point on the space. Okay, and its coordinates are r comma theta comma pi. I am taking the spherical coordinates r comma theta comma pi, and this is the distance of the point from the origin, that is r1, from positive charge, that is r1, from negative charge, that is r2. Okay, from origin, this is the origin of the coordinate system. From origin it is r, simply r. From positive q, this is r1. From negative q, this is r2. And this is the angle theta. What is the angle of that point from the axis, from the center point of the coordinate system? That is the theta. Okay. And once again, please remember that theta is having one more definition also. Theta means angle from the always z axis, angle from the always z axis. In a spherical coordinate system, what is theta? Theta means angle from the z axis, angle from the z axis. Now, first of all, I will try to find out the potential here. Okay, potential. So what is the potential value? What is the potential? I am having 2 point charges. Okay, one is plus q and another one is minus q. Okay, what is the potential due to plus charge? Potential due to plus charge is plus q divided by 4 pi epsilon, 4 pi epsilon r1. Potential due to plus charge is q divided by 4 pi epsilon r1, 4 pi epsilon r1, not simply r1, 4 pi epsilon r1. Okay, 4 pi epsilon r1. Next, what is the potential due to negative charge? Potential due to negative charge, that is minus q. Okay, that is minus q divided by 4 pi epsilon r2. Okay, 4 pi epsilon r2 minus q 4 pi epsilon r2. Now it's very simple. I know what is the potential due to plus charge. I know what is the potential due to minus charge. Simply if you add both, you'll get the effective potential at a point P. Now my potential at point P is V plus plus V minus. Okay, once if you add both the charges, the potential is equal to 1 divided by or otherwise q divided by 4 pi, q divided by 4 pi 4 pi epsilon q divided by 4 pi epsilon 1 divided by r1 minus 1 divided by r2. Okay, that is my potential at a point P due to dipole. Okay, because I am having only 2 charges that is having opposite nature, plus and minus. Okay, so I am applying the concept of superposition principle. Okay, finally you will get the potential. Now we have one more idea. From the potential we can calculate the electric field. Okay, we have this relation, electric field E is equal to minus del V. Electric field is equal to what, sir? Minus del V. Gradient of the potential will give you the electric field. Gradient of the potential will give you the electric field. Okay, from this relation E is equal to minus del V. Once again you will have relation between these things, relation between r1, r2 and theta. You can make some trigonometric relation between these things, r1, r2 and theta. Once you replace with this, finally you will get answer. Only you can replace r1 and r2, you can replace r1 and r2 in terms of r comma theta, because you are having interrelations here. Okay, so once after making that relationship and again you apply this formula, E is equal to minus del V. Once if you apply this formula, finally you will get electric field is equal to q into d divided by 4 pi epsilon r cube 2 cos theta ar cap sin theta a theta cap. Okay, finally you will get this relationship. So what is finally important? Okay, this equation is important. No need to remember this equation, but there are some observation from this equation. Okay, so we'll take that equation, final equation, and then we'll observe something. E is equal to QD divided by 4 pi epsilon r cube 2 cos theta ar cap sin theta a theta cap. What is the observation here? First of all, electric field is directly proportional to 1 by r cube. That is the main observation here. Electric field is directly proportional to 1 by r cube. So for a point charge, it is simply 1 by r square. That is the idea you should remember. For point charge, it is simply 1 by r square. Whereas for dipole, it is simply 1 by r cube. That idea you should remember. This is very, very important. Okay, this you should remember. For point charge, electric field depends on 1 over r square. For dipole, electric field is 1 over r cube. Okay, this is for electric field. Similarly, for potential, for voltage, again, for voltage, again, you cannot make any relationship here, but okay, but for electric field, simply you should remember this relation. Electric field, it depends on 1 over r cube. Electric field due to dipole depends on 1 over r cube. And again, we'll make some more observations here. Okay. Again, that electric field depends on theta also. Okay, electric field depends on theta. Not only theta, again, it is having two directions, radial direction as well as theta direction. Radial direction as well as theta direction. Now, what happens when theta is equal to 0? Okay, in this equation, this is the equation. In this equation, if you put theta is equal to 0, what happens? Once if I put theta is equal to 0, cos 0 is 1, okay, sin 0 is 0, okay, my electric field in the direction of AR cap. I am having electric field only in the AR cap direction, but you know that whenever theta is equal to 0 in a spherical coordinate system, theta is equal to 0 in a spherical coordinate system means what, sir? Theta is equal to 0 means that implies AZ cap direction. That implies AZ cap direction. That means what? Whenever your theta is 0, your electric field will be in AR cap direction. The direction is actually the AZ cap direction. The direction is actually the AZ cap direction. Next, what happens when theta is equal to 90 degree? When theta is equal to 90 degree, cos 90 is 0, sin 90 is 1. My electric field is in the a theta direction. My electric field is in the a theta direction. And again, you know that whenever theta is equal to 90 degree in a spherical coordinate system, whenever theta is equal to 90 degree, that is simply AY cap direction. That A theta cap direction is simply like a AY cap direction. AY cap direction. That is the idea. Okay. Next. Next, with respect to potential, what happens with respect to potential when and again one more thing I forgot to tell. See, I will take this formula. After taking this formula, I take the potential formula here. Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught 1 divided by R1, 1 divided by R2. And again, I've already told R1, R2 can be replaced by R and theta. Anyway, D is also there. Okay, R or theta comma R comma theta and D. Okay, so once if you replace with the trigonometric mathematics, Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught D cos theta divided by R square. D cos theta divided by R square. Okay, sometimes they'll write QD 4 pi epsilon cos theta divided by R square also, because the QD can be replaced by dipole moment value. Okay, so finally your voltage due to dipole is directly proportional to 1 by R square, whereas voltage due to point charge was depending on only 1 by R. This is again another very important thing you should remember. In the exam, they will ask this only. Voltage of dipole varies with respect to what? 1 over R, 1 over R square, like that. Okay. And what is the other observation? If theta is equal to 0, if theta is equal to 0, cos 0 is 1. Okay. Really, I'm having some voltage. Cos 0 is 1. Really, I will have some voltage. When theta is equal to 90 degree, cos 90 degree is 0. Cos 90 degree is 0. There is no voltage at all. There is no voltage at all. Okay. These are all the observation. Anyway, we will try to observe these things with the help of simulation. Okay, in later classes. Okay. இதுல ஏதாவது டவுட் இருக்குங்களா? Is there any doubt in dipole? Yes. Hello. Yes, Karthi.
Sir.
Next போலாமா?
போலாம் சார்.
Yes, okay. இல்ல லைன்ல இருக்கீங்களா, கனெக்ஷன்ல இருக்கான்னு தெரியல, கேக்குறேன். Okay, next electrostatic energy and energy density. Next, electrostatic energy and energy density. Electrostatic energy and energy density. Okay. First of all, I will explain the concept. What is electrostatic energy? Now, this is some space. Okay. I'm having some charge. Okay. Charge 1. Okay. I'm having some charge 1 at infinite distance. When I want to bring this charge here, do I have to spend some energy or not? Because how much energy I have to spend to bring the charge here and to keep it here? The amount of energy work that I have to spend is 0. Why I have to spend 0 energy? Because I am moving in a free space. Here there is no electric field. Okay, in the beginning I am going, so definitely there is no electric field. If there is, once if at all electric field is there, you have to work against the electric field. But electric field is not there. Okay, so once electric field is not there, okay, what is the energy spent by you? The energy spent by you is 0. Okay, energy spent by you is 0, because what is the formula is telling? Formula is minus q integral E dot dl. Okay, when initially you are going, electric field is 0, nobody is there, so definitely how much work you have to do? Only 0 work. Okay, அதாவது என்ன சொல்ல வரேன்னா, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நீங்க இன்ஃபைனைட்ல இருந்து ஒரு சார்ஜ் எடுத்துன்னு வரீங்க அப்படின்னா, எடுத்துன்னு வந்துட்டு ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் பாயிண்ட்ல வைக்கணும் அப்படின்னா, நீங்க எந்த எனர்ஜியுமே என்ன பண்ண தேவையில்ல, ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ண தேவை. ஓகே, அதுதான் வந்து ஐடியா. Next, okay, suppose again somehow I brought the charge q1 here. Okay, now I am trying to bring one more charge q2 in this way. Definitely now I have to spend some energy. Why I have to spend energy? This charge q1 will be giving the electric field. Okay, now I have to work against the electric field. Okay, the charge q1 will be providing some electric field. Now I have to work against the electric field. Definitely I have to spend some energy. Okay, after spending some energy, only I can bring the charge here. I can keep the charge q2 here. And now one q3 charge I am having. Now the electric field due to not only by q1 but also due to q2, because here there are two charges. Definitely the electric field will be high. See, the electric field will be like something like E1 plus E2. Now when I am bringing the charge q3 here, and if I want to keep here, definitely I have to spend some energy. Okay, the work I have to do some work against both electric field E1 and E2. In this case I was doing work against E1 alone. Now in this case I have to work against E1 and E2. Okay, E1 and E2. Okay, but one thing is very clear. When I want bring the charge q1, how much work I have done? 0 work. When I want to bring the charge q2, I have done q1 work. sorry, I have done something like W1. When I want to bring Q3, I am doing something like W2. It's all just notation only. Okay, no problem. You can, for simplicity, you can take it as W2, W3. This is W1 is anyway 0. Okay, W1 anyway is 0. Okay, but one thing is very clear here. See, this will be in this order. Okay, once if you want to bring the another charge Q4, definitely you have to do lot of work, because already there are a lot of charges are there already, and again you have to spend more work, you have to spend more energy. That is the idea. Okay, somehow you have spent energy and you brought all the charges here. Okay, so somehow you brought all the charges here, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Now what will happen? You have spent some energy and you brought all the charges from infinite distance. Okay, so I have spent some energy and brought many charges from infinite to a particular point, and I have kept all the charges together. Now, what will happen? Anybody, once if I release these charges, what will happen? Anybody? Anybody? Give me the answer. அதாவது நான் ஒவ்வொரு சார்ஜாக இன்ஃபினிட்லேருந்து எடுத்துன்னு வந்தேன். ஃபஸ்ட்டு சார்ஜ் எடுத்துன்னு வரும்போது நான் எந்த ஒர்க்கும் செய்ய தேவையில்ல, ஏன்னா எனக்கு அகைன்ஸ்டாக எந்த எலக்ட்ரிக் ஃபீல்டும் இருக்காது. பட் செகண்ட் சார்ஜ் எடுத்துன்னு வரும்பொழுது ஆல்ரெடி ஃபஸ்ட்டு சார்ஜ் அங்கே இருக்கிறதுனால அது சம் எலக்ட்ரிக் ஃபீல்டை தரும். அதுக்கு அகைன்ஸ்டாக நான் ட்ராவல் பண்ணணும், அதனால கொஞ்சம் எனர்ஜியை ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணேன். அதுக்கு அடுத்த சார்ஜ் வரும்போது அதை விட எனர்ஜி அதிகமாக ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணணும். ஸோ இப்படியே எனர்ஜி ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணி நான் வந்து எல்லா சார்ஜஸ் எடுத்துன்னு வந்து இங்கே வச்சுருக்கேன். ஃபைனலாக இப்போ இந்த சார்ஜஸ் எல்லாமே நான் ஃப்ரீயாக விட்டேன்னா என்ன நடக்கும்? எனிபடி?
Gain.
What sir? What will happen?
Gaining the energy, sir.
What will happen? These charges, they will try to move in. They will try to move in this direction definitely. According to Coulomb's law, what will happen if the charge, okay, after a certain time, they will move in a random direction. Okay. At what speed it moves, it all depends on what is the charge value, how much charges is there. More the charges, more charge, more force will be there, more velocity. Again, நிறைய சார்ஜஸ் இருந்தால் என்ன ஆகும்? அதை நீங்கள் ரிலீஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா எல்லாமே அதனுடைய டைரக்ஷனில் சம் டைரக்ஷன் ரேண்டம் டைரக்ஷனில் மூவ் ஆகும். மோர் த சார்ஜஸ், மோர் மூவ்மெண்ட். More the charges, more movement. More movement means what? More force. More force means what? More energy. Are you all getting this point? Okay, number of charges but more charges, இங்க நீங்க நிறைய சார்ஜஸ் கொண்டு வரது அவ்வளவு ஈஸி கிடையாது. You have to spend lot of energy to bring more charges together. You have already spent lot of energy. That energy you will get in return. Okay, that energy you will get in return. To bring more charge, you have spent more energy actually. You spent more energy. To bring more charge together, you spend more energy. So in return, you are getting more energy from the charges. That means energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. நீங்க ஸ்டார்டிங்ல எனர்ஜி ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணீங்க, அந்த எனர்ஜியை உங்களுக்கு அந்த சார்ஜ் லேட்டரா தரும். இதுதான் வந்து ஐடியா. ஓகே, அப்போ என்ன மீனிங்? So we have started with electrostatic energy or energy density. What is the electrostatic energy? When there are more charges together, what is the energy of the charges? What is the energy of the charges? Okay, very clearly the energy of the charges, energy of charge is equal to energy spent by you. Energy of the charge is actually is equal to energy spent by you. Okay, energy of the charge is equal to energy spent by you. Now, it's very clear, I will give a very simple idea. Okay, so say this is y-axis and x-axis. First, for first charge, how much energy I have to spend? Um, this is like energy or voltage scale. This is like energy or voltage scale. Okay, you know that energy or voltage scale both are same whenever you are having unit charges. That's okay. But when you bring the first charge, how much energy you have to spend? Zero energy. How much energy you have to spend? Zero energy. When you bring the second charge, you have to spend some energy. When you bring third charge, you have to spend some energy which is greater than what you have already spent. Okay, so again, when you are bringing the charge q2, how much energy you have to spend depends on what is the voltage or energy provided by the charge 1 already present there. Similarly, when you bring the charge 3, what is the energy that you have depends on what is the voltage already there. It's like what is the energy that you have to spend, it's linearly increases. Okay, it's linearly increases. Okay, so when I want to calculate the total energy, okay, say this is the energy for first charge, energy for second charge, energy for third charge. When I want to calculate the what is the energy for all the charges, simply that is the area of this triangle, area of the triangle. Okay, once if you calculate the area of the triangle, you'll get the total energy. That area of the triangle is equal to 1 by 2 summation m is equal to 1 to n. Say for example, n number of charges is there. Okay, and again qm vm, qm vm. This is the total energy present in the system, and also this is the total energy you have already spent. Total energy you have already spent. Okay, this is the total energy 1 by 2 summation qv. Simply, if they are asking energy density or total energy due to charges, simply you remember this triangle. Simply you remember this triangle. Why you have to remember this triangle? Starting you are spending zero energy. For first charge, very little energy you are spending. For second charge, again energy that you have to spend increases. Similarly, it goes on. Okay, so that is the idea. So this is the total energy present in the system. Total energy present in the system. Okay, again, is there any other way to calculate the energy present in the system with respect to the quantity that we already know? We know this quantity d and e. With respect to this, how to calculate the total energy? How to calculate the total energy? See, again, I'm having q1, q2, q3. I have chosen some surface. I can choose any surface. I can choose this surface also. I can choose any surface. Okay. Now, what is, I can choose any surface. Now, on the surface, what is the electric field due to these charges? What is the electric flux density due to these charges? I have to calculate both the thing. Okay. See, I am having charges here. Okay. I have drawn some imaginary surface. On that imaginary surface, what is the electric field? What is the electric flux density? If I know these two quantity, I can find out the energy. That is, energy is equal to 1 by 2. See that 1 by 2 factor always will be there because it is due to the triangular nature. It is due to the triangular linear increase nature. Okay. So 1 by 2, 1 by 2 integral, volume integral, because volume integral d dot E, again, what is the unit of energy? Joule. Okay, now you check it for unit relationship. Check for unit relationship. Unit relation. What is that meaning? Unit relation. Finally, you have to get joule. You should know what is the unit of D, what is the unit of E, what is the unit of volume. Finally, you should get joule. Okay, because energy means always it should be in joule. Okay, joule. Now, but you'll get some doubt if I choose larger imaginary surface, larger imaginary surface, what will happen? If I choose larger imaginary surface, my d bar, e bar will decrease. my d bar e bar will decrease, because whenever you are in the larger imaginary surface, d bar e bar will decrease because as the distance increases. But what will happen? What will happen? Volume will increase. What will happen? Volume will increase. That means what I'm trying to say, that energy finally depends on the value of Q1 and Q3. It is independent of the volume that you are taking. It is independent of the volume you are taking. Okay, if you take smaller volume, if you take smaller surface, okay, smaller imaginary surface, your d bar, e bar will be high. But what will happen to volume? Volume will be low. Okay, finally the energy depends independent of the volume. It depends on the Q. So please note down, the energy